A. What are the rules of burden of proof? What is the nature of burden of proof on an accused US 105 Evidence Act? B. On whom does the burden of proving the following facts lies? I. A. Accused of BS murder alleges that by grave and sudden provocation given by B, he was deprived of the power of self-control. 2. A. Who is charged with traveling on a railway without a ticket says he had a ticket. Ans. A. Provision regarding burden of proof are provided in Chapter 7 of Indian Evidence Act. Section 101 of Act provide. Whoever desires any court to give judgment as to any legal right or liability dependent upon the existence of facts which he asserts, must prove that those facts exist. When a person is bound to prove the existence of any fact, it is said that the burden of proof lies on that person. So burden of proof means in the sense of proving the case, and for this purpose, duty to prove all facts necessary for taking the judgment of court. Section 101 has to be read along with Section 102 of Evidence Act which provide. Burden of proof in any suit or proceeding lies on that person who will fail if no evidence at all were given on either side. So Section 101 of Act says about the burden of proof in the sense of proving a case and provide whoever wishes the court to give judgment in his favor for any legal right or liability dependent on existence of some facts. Law lies onus on him to prove that those facts exist. Burden of proof in the sense of proving case as contemplated in Section 101 is constant one and never shifts. Section 102 of Act does not provide a different rule, it simply looks from different angle on same rule and says about burden of adducing evidence. Section 102 says burden of adducing evidence rests upon party who would fail if no evidence at all or no more evidence were adduced either party. So Section 101 of Act provide regarding burden of proof in the sense of proving the case I onus probandi, and Section 102 provide burden of proof in the sense of adducing evidence. A files a suit in the court against B on the ground that plot of land which is in B's possession belongs to him, A, and B is in unlawful possession. Now A wants the court to give judgment that B is in unlawful possession of suit land and A is lawful owner of this land. Now if A desire this decision, he is bound to prove all facts as asserted by him. It means he has to prove his case i.e. he is lawful owner of suit land and that B is in unlawful possession. This is burden of proof in sense of proving case as provided under Section 101. If supposingly A does not prove those facts or does not lead any evidence, then naturally for want evidence, he will fail, so he is under burden to adduce evidence. If supposing A proves his case, then duty to lead evidence shifts to B to adduce any rebuttal evidence to the claim of A. If B will not lead any evidence, then naturally B will fail. So burden of adducing evidence keeps on shifting from one to another party. Burden of proof in the sense of proving case never shift, it remains on plaintiff in civil proceeding and on prosecution in criminal proceeding. Then Section 103 of Evidence Act provides. The burden of proof as to any fact lies on that person who wishes the court to believe in its existence unless it is provided by any law that proof of that fact shall lie on any particular person. So Section 103 substantially says similarly what Section 101 of Act provide. Only difference is that Section 103 is confined to proof of particular fact, whereas Section 101 provide for proving whole case or all facts as asserted. Section 105 of Indian Evidence Act provide, when a person is accused of any offence, the burden of proving the existence of circumstances bring the case within any of the general exceptions in Indian Penal Code or within any special exception or proviso contained in any other part of same code or in any law defining the offence is upon. The court shall presume the absence of such circumstances. So general rule in criminal proceeding is that burden of proving the offence against the accused lies on prosecution, and it has to prove all ingredients of offence alleged beyond reasonable doubt. Section 105 of Act lays down important qualification to rule that everything essential to establishment of charge against accused lies upon the prosecution, and Section 105 provide that whenever any accused of an offence wishes to take advantage of any general exception of IPC or other special exception or proviso of IPC or any other law defining the offence, then burden of proving existence of circumstances bring the case in such exceptions lies on accused, and court shall presume the absence of such circumstance. In Vijay Singh v. State of UP AIR 1990 SC 1459 it was observed that if the prosecution has discharged its duty to prove the guilt of accused may raise the plea of exception either by pleading the same specially or by relying on probability. He may adduce evidence in support of his plea directly or may rely on prosecution case itself. Ans. B. I. General rule of burden of proof have been enshrined in Section 101 and 102 of Evidence Act. Sec 101 provides that whoever desires any court to give judgment as to any legal rights or liability dependent on the existence of facts, which he asserts, must prove those facts exist. So Section 101 of Act illustrate the burden of proof in the sense of proving a case, which is also known as onus probandi. So in a criminal case, it is prosecution who has to prove the case against accused beyond reasonable doubt. Section 102 of Act provide the same rule in little different sense. It provides that burden of proof in a suit or proceeding lies on that person who would fail if no evidence at all were given on either side. Section 105 of Evidence Act is important qualification of the general rule that in criminal trial, burden of proving everything essential to establishment of the charge against the accused lies upon the prosecution. Section 105 says, when a person accused of any offence, the burden of proving the existence of circumstances bringing the case within any of the general exceptions in the Indian Penal Code or within any special exception or proviso contained in any other part of the same code or in any law defining the offence is upon him, and the court shall presume the absence of such circumstance. In Vijay Singh v. State of UP AIR 1990 SC 1459, it was observed that if prosecution has discharged its duty to prove the guilt of accused, the accused may raise the plea of exception either by pleading specifically or by relying on probability. He may adduce evidence in support of his plea directly or may rely on case of prosecution itself. So in view of above discussion in case in hand, accused can prove that by grave, and sudden provocation given by B, he was deprived of the power of self-control so as to bring his case within definition of culpable homicide not amount to murder. 2. Section 106 of Evidence Act provides that when any fact is especially within the knowledge of any person, the burden of proving that fact is upon him. Section 106 is an exception to general rule enshrined in Section 101 and lays down that where the subject matter of allegation lies peculiarity within the knowledge of one of the party, that party must prove it. The Supreme Court, in Shambhu Nath Mehra v. State of Ajmer, AIR 1956 SC 404, considered the application of Section 106 in criminal cases and, after laying stress on the word especially appearing in that section and pointing out that the section is an exception to Section 101 which places the burden of proving a criminal charge fairly and squarely on the prosecution, Supreme Court has observed. This lays down the general rule that in a criminal case the burden of proof is on the prosecution, and Section 106 is certain not intended to relieve it of that duty. On the contrary, it is designed to meet certain exceptional cases in which it would be impossible, or at any rate disproportionately difficult, for the prosecution to establish facts which are especially within the knowledge of the accused and which he could prove without difficulty or inconvenience. Therefore, in the present case the burden of proving that he had a ticket is on him because this fact is within his peculiar knowledge. See illustration B to Section 106 of the Act.